Fung is winning. Winning is Fung.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions.
I just want to ask you one question.
I want to have them answered immediately.
It's time now for Ask Us Anything, where you get to ask us anything.
I just want to ask you one question.
Which is why we call it Ask Us Anything.
I just want to ask you one question.
Ask Us Anything.
Welcome back to the Bernstein and Goff Show here on 670 The Score, 670thescore.com, and watch 670thescore.com. Check out our live video stream brought to you by American Needle, based in Chicago since 1918. If you're on that video stream right now and you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can see some of the reactions to some of these questions that are getting ready to come our way right here on this beautiful Friday, and that's why we call it Friday Fung.
You ready?
Yeah, man.
Do this?
You know me. I'm down for the crown.
Jay and Carol Stream will start us off on the score. Hi, Jay.
Hey, Jay.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good, man.
Fine. Is that your question?
Yeah, right. Thank you, Jay.
No, got one more. I wanted to ask you guys what your opinion is on Barstool Sports and their podcasts like PMT.
Okay.
And if you think that's something that's has lasting time, or is this just like a fad for their podcast?
Jay,
Thanks.
I'm glad you just asked this because the last couple of days I've had to tell a couple of people how much of a blind spot Barstool has been for me. And I'm not throwing shade or anything like that. I've heard of it, but I've never really consumed any of their product. I actually the last couple of days have been watching some of their the pizza challenge where a guy eats a slice of pizza up and down Manhattan. He goes to a different pizza spot every single day, and it's pretty funny to me. The one bite challenge, one bite only. When everybody knows the rules, but Barstool has been a blind spot for me for a long time. I have not really sampled much of their product.
I don't know it well either, and I think it's generally harmless, except when it's not. And my experience that I've run into a couple times, there's one of their principals was involved in a really ugly shouting match after a seminar. It was a symposium that was brought together about blogging, sports blogging, and there were some people that I know that were there that witnessed it, and it was just some really ugly and unfortunate behavior with some words directed at some people that I respect that I find just it was jaw-dropping. Also, I know from what colleagues have experienced based on some of the trolls that follow, and it's not necessarily the people that work there, and I can't necessarily blame.
They send their people come hard for you?
Yes, that when an aspect of their troll army is turned on people, it's just gross. It's just nasty, and it's not tamped down or decried in a way that I think some other more reputable outlets would try to get a handle on it, either through technology or through ways to say, look, this isn't how we do business, this isn't what we do. It's more
fanning the flames of it.
It is winkingly encouraged in a way that's ugly. Okay. So I would just say, some harmless, silly content is harmless, silly content, but there are also aspects to the culture that still have had me. They've suppressed my desire to
consume the
more.
product. Yeah,
is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Jim is out. He is on the score and Ask Us Anything.
Hello, lovely gentlemen.
Hello.
Happy Friday to you.
You too.
Before I ask my question, I just wanted to. You guys were talking about video games, Jason. Before you went on your Southern sojourn, one of my happiest memories was of me and you playing a game of NHL online together, and you defeating me in overtime.
Oh well, I've probably gotten a lot worse since then, but thank you for that dub. I appreciate you, brother.
It's great to have you back.
Thank you, man.
The question that I have concerns, I'm looking for some help understanding minor leagues, and it's a two-parter. Part one relates to both the minor leagues in baseball and in hockey. How is it that teams become affiliated with major league clubs, and how is it that the affiliations can change? How one minor league club can become an affiliate of now a different major league team? That's part one. Part two is within baseball specifically. I was always under the impression that AAA was where you go if you're not good enough to be in the majors. AA is where you go if you're not good enough for AAA.
Well, Jim, which one of these do you want to be asked more?
Yeah, pick one.
Yeah, you got one.
Oh God!
Come on, Jim.
I love you both. Pick one. Bye.
All right, just give them the minor league one then. Go with the affiliate thing. You've got
affiliation deals they're just business deals, and they're negotiated. They expire, and you can find the deal that best suits your organization based on the league. As long as you are set with your AAA, AA, high A, low A, short A, rookie league, you can negotiate a deal to have that be whatever is best for you, whether geographically, business-wise, or otherwise, or an owner that you just happen to like. There's no specific rules that govern how a team has to be in a certain geographical proximity.
Affiliations change all the time.
Or whether it's Midwest League or Sally League. Yeah, they just change because they can, and the money changes, the deals change. Bill is on Lakeshore Drive. He's on the Score.
Happy Friday, gentlemen. Thank you for taking my question. My question pertains to our beloved Chicago Cubs. Now, if our beloved Chicago Cubs are at or further than their current 5.5 games out of first place, come around, let's say July 28th, July 29th, July 30th, what do you put the odds that they deal Jake Arrieta and or Wade Davis? Knowing what they know, and they're the smartest shop on the block on how difficult it is to repeat, and basically just seeing what they've seen so far.
Possible, but not probable.
Yeah, same. I think they still feel like they have enough talent to catch them after the trade deadline.
And that's not really the spirit of this segment.
Not really.
In Stigler, Oklahoma, Tom is on the Score.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Tom.
I want to know whether the show retains the ability to kick people out of the Halls of Fame.
Sure, why not?
Yes, it does. Thank you, Tom.
Paul in Lake Forest. Welcome to WSCR. Ask us anything.
Doggies.
Yes, I'm wondering what the significance or origin of the low, gruff voice saying 83 on the Score is.
83.
Well, Chris,
Danny?
you want to jump in on this?
Want to roll it?
No, not really. No, I'll just play the origin. It's from the show that is now... It's now Beer Money. It was then called Gas Money.
Home Money.
Back in the day, and it was one of the first episodes, I believe, and we caught wind of this clip. It was, I might as well just play this just because I'm scrolling through it right now, also from Gas Money.
Which Bears player holds the franchise record for sacks in a season?
Brian Urlacher.
Richard Dent. The Sack Man. The guy's name's the Sack Man, Jose.
You're right.
The Sack Man's his name.
Sack machine.
So along that same vein, they had a contestant named Clark, and
Clark from Des Plaines.
Clark from Des Plaines, and it went something like this.
Clark is from Des Plaines. He's going to try his hand at Bears trivia. Here we go, Clark. You ready?
Yes.
All right. $10 question. In what year did the Bears clinch the NFC North in a Christmas Day game against the Packers?
83.
2005. Thanks for playing, though.
So that was...
Thanks for being a Muppet.
I have this labeled as October 22nd, 2012. So we were playing that for a long time before the 83 ever caught its...
We're half a decade
I know,
into
before
this.
it really caught its own momentum, and now it's a thing. But initially we started doing the... Yes. like nonstop. To me, that was like the funniest part
That
of
was
it.
Draymond Green before Draymond
Exactly.
Green.
My favorite part is that later in that episode, he comes wandering through the shot. Like, walks in between the camera and
with Luke Stuckmeyer, the God.
The God, Luke Stuckmeyer. All right, there it is. You have the origin of 83.
Chris in Mount Greenwood is on the Score. Ask us anything. It's Friday Fung.
What are the 3 last books that each of you read that you would recommend?
Recommend?
Oh, Black Swan. And it's not the movie Black Swan. It was recommended by, actually, Lynn Casper. What's the Player One?
Ready Player One?
Ready Player One, and Mark Lamont Hill's Nobody, which I'm telling you right now should be taught in every junior high and high school in terms of what happens to despondent and desolate neighborhoods in this country and how people are just thrown away and tossed away like they're nobody. So
There are some that I wouldn't recommend because
Bernstein's got a list that he doesn't want you to read.
No, because he's saying...
That'll be like Oprah's bestsellers. It'll be like Bernstein's never reads.
No, because he's saying would recommend. Oh, boy. I would say if you want just a fun summer read, pick up Carl Hyacint's Razor Girl.
Okay.
If you like Carl Hyacin, it's a classic. It's one of the.
Does he have a certain kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
It's one of the better ones. I mean, you've probably seen
Razor Girl.
Razor Girl. I mean, you might have seen they've made a movie out of a couple of these. There was the one with Demi Moore. That was a Hyacin story where she plays the dancer. He's terrific, and Razor Girl's really good. I would recommend Inherent Vice by Pynchon, which it's different and it's not for everybody, but I really enjoyed it. And there is another book. I'll keep this light. There's a book called The Sisters Brothers. I think I've mentioned it before, and it's a while ago since I read it, but it's so good. And it's written by Patrick DeWitt, and it's sort of a black comedy Western. And so I would say those three, just off the top of my head, for summer reading, those three: Inherent Vice, Razor Girl, and The Sisters Brothers.
Nice.
Jim in Deerfield, you're on the score.
Hello, boys.
What up?
Hello, Jim.
Hey, a very simple question. How's Terry doing?
Very well.
He's good.
In fact, very well.
He's in Florida.
He came by relatively recently, and he's had a wonderful summer of going to his grandson's baseball games. He is looking good.
And he's got himself a new toy.
Good. I saw him when he came in last week, and he's got a nice little tan going.
He's got himself a new toy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terry out there tearing up the highways again.
Mm-hmm.
Watch out, Florida. So, yeah, Terry's doing okay, man. Thank you for asking.
He's feeling good, and he's right now finalizing plans to get his book out there, figuring out what exactly the publishing deal is going to be that works best for him and for you, the consumer. And then soon enough, there's going to be a book on shelves for your consumption.
Yeah,
so,
we always drop a text or an email or a call on Terry as much as I can, man. He's still our guy, and he's still your guy as well.
Mark in Edison Park, you're on the score.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Here's the question.
Mm-hmm.
In the Chicago radio market, anyone, host, update, traffic, who do you think has the most annoying voice?
Ooh.
The most annoying voice.
In all of Chicago's sports radio or just radio?
Just any news radio, sport, any radio.
It's funny. I don't listen to that much. Annoying voice.
I hate. See, this is gonna be too easy. But I hate the sound of my own voice. There's a bunch of people. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the fact that I don't like my own voice as much as I don't, it's kind of hard for me. I mean, you've got guys who have distinctive voices. Like Sylvie's got a voice that you won't hear around this city. Like Sylvie's got a very, very distinctive voice. Bad voices, though. I don't know. I don't. That's a hard one. I'm sorry.
Most people already in this market in radio have a voice that works for most people. It isn't necessarily a tune out. I don't have a whole lot of
Why are people answering? This isn't answer anything. Right. Everyone's answering on the text line right now.
That's a really good question because I hadn't given it a lot of thought. There are people whose work I like more than others, no matter what they do. I've got a couple of of pet peeves in radio.
Okay.
I occasionally I like listening to just dog food classic rock.
Okay.
Like I want to get my AC/DC and my Van Halen and my Rush and just sort of have that. But then they go to traffic and they talk about the traffic on the big slabs. And I don't know what it is. You can just say expressways. But it's this concept on the loop traffic people.
Clint Bernstein over here. Get off my lawn already.
No, I hate it. Like I'm an XRT P1, and in my FM in order, my 1, 2, 3, 4 is XRT. It's the loop. It's classical WFMT, and then it's NPR. So generally, and when I'm on my way home, I don't want to hear people talking. I'll hear music, and I like to hear some of that.
Zone out a little bit.
And I like to get a little classical vibe going, especially in heavy traffic. It's good for me. But when I hear, let's check traffic on the big slabs, God!
I don't listen to a lot of radio anymore. As soon as I get in the car, like in the mornings when I get in the car, I turn on the station immediately, catch some Mully and Hanley, and then I'll switch over to Sirius and listen to Shade 45 with the Sway in the Morning show, and then I'm back home, prepping for the show, and then on the way home, no, on the way home I actually listen to Lawrence at home. I don't listen to Lawrence in the car. I listen to Lawrence on the radio.com app,
Okay.
but on the way home, I'm listening to some music, trying to decompress a little bit.
Brandon is in Belvedere, and he can ask us anything on the score.
Hey, this question is for Jason, really. Jason, I am taking my wife to Belize for her 40th birthday party,
Nice.
40th birthday getaway.
Okay.
And we have yet to determine exactly when we're going to go. We want to go at so I want to see what your favorite time of the year is down there, and what should we check out?
It depends on what kind of vibe you want, because Independence Day will be, I'm going to get in trouble for this, I believe sometime around September 18th, I believe. And I know Belizeans are going to get so mad at me, but it depends on what kind of vibe you want. If you want a festive, celebratory vibe, you go around Independence Day. But what you need to check out is the ruins. You have to go check out the ruins. The ruins are a great time. There's a little resort that you should go check out too. It's called K-Hall Peck Village Resort in San Ignacio. Nice little mountain town. It's not that expensive. You get yourself a little hut where you can just hang out with your lady and enjoy her birthday. Nice poolside vibe as well. There's a lot of things you can do, man. And maybe if you're cool enough, I'll link you up with my pops and and you can have a good
Welcome
time.
to Big Baller Zone.
No, but yeah, definitely check out the ruins. Make sure you eat as much food as possible. Get as much stout and good stuff in your system as possible. Make sure you buy some some things to take home. A lot of
563 says, have that guy send a shipment of turtles.
No. Buy as much Caribbean rum as you possibly can, because it is high quality and very, very cheap.
This segment's been brought to you by GilletteOnDemand.com. 40 million Americans wake up to a Gillette shave. Gillette's working to bring you America's #1 shave for less. Go to GilletteOnDemand.com and get every fourth order free. We're going to do more of this.
It's like me asking Dan when a great time to go to Israel is. It's not the same. Yeah, it's not the same.
He actually goes there. I've never been. So we're going to do more Ask Us Anything.
You guys are tame.
We'll keep it rolling as long as this is fun. So far, so good. You got the score.
Fung is winning. Winning is fun.
I like turtles.
Like she sets the alarm clock and then she'll hit snooze twice. I'm like, dude, just wake up 10 minutes later.
Right, just get up.
I don't understand.
I don't snooze either.
I'm not an alarm person. I wake up at 5:15. I'm up. I'm ready to rock.
Keith is in Elburn, and he's going to be next up on Ask Us Anything for Friday Fung of the Bernstein and Goff Show on the Score.
What up, Keith?
Yo.
What's your question?
Hey, when you guys go die, what does that mean, and how did it originate?
You mean
Da.
There you go, yeah.
All right, so Dan McNeil used to have this kid that would leave a message on his voicemail asking him for tickets. Now, this kid was a mentally challenged person.
We don't know that. I
think Dan thought that.
I never heard any of the actual voicemails. I only heard Terry talk about it. It's a bastardization of Terry's impersonation of somebody that I never heard asking for tickets.
Right.
And Terry created this bit. Right? Got cup tickets.
and it just shortened to any time there was any reference of hockey or fishing or Indiana.
Or then it became a complete non sequitur.
Yeah.
So the honest truth, I've never heard the actual voicemails that Terry was supposedly
I don't think
impersonating.
anyone has ever heard it.
So it's like an apocryphal thing where I'm just doing sort of a warmed over impersonation of Terry's impersonation of somebody who we don't know.
Yeah, because it would be I guess it would be a guy just talking, and then at the end his voice would get high, like, oh, by the way, that man they'll have Bulls tickets, and that's what it turned into. We got to get to an update. We'll do more of this on the other side. I have some very, very funny questions, but you got to be on the phone lines.
Yeah, you got to be on the phone lines.
Yeah, because that one What body part would I swap out? As far as my ex and my fiance, that is a humdinger of a question.
Brad is in DeKalb, and he's on Ask Us Anything on the Score. Hey, Brad.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Okay.
Good.
This question is for Dan. Dan, in your time living and working in the worst city in the worst state in the country, Rockford, Illinois, what is your favorite, most Rockfordiest memory story that you could tell on the air?
Oh, God. I wouldn't know the definition of
Rockfordy
most
memory.
Rockfordiest memory. I don't quite
It's
know
got
how
to
to
do with
define that.
poverty, drugs, and
we had a lot of fun. I would say would probably involve one of those surreal evenings that ends up at Uncle Nick's Gyros, where you're getting some spanakopita and a gyro sandwich pushed into your hand through a slot in a door. I mean, it was something out of Dr. Seuss after a while, and this refurbished gas station that now turned into a late night Greek fast food restaurant. But no, there were
Capitol Hill bongs.
There were a lot of long and winding nights. Some of which, what was the name of the place, Brad? Maybe wasn't there a Rosati's Pizza up near McChesney Park that had like a 4 o'clock license or a 2 o'clock license?
I think so, yeah.
Where people would end up. Yeah, it was some of those nights where you kind of, things got a little weird on you.
You were happy to wake up the next morning.
Yes.
It is.
Greg in Naperville, you're on the Score.
Yeah, I was curious about the origin of the gorilla.
It's a
Mike
cut from
Francesa.
Mike Francesa's show where they were messing with him, and it's how he says the A. It sounds like an ER at the end.
Right, because he had a long tirade about Harambe and the Cincinnati Zoo and how everybody was feeling because they had to kill the gorilla. And in his thick accent, it became just extremely noticeable in those discussions how often he said gorilla, and then his fans started trolling him with it.
Anthony in New Jersey. What's up, Anthony?
Yes, Mike. I got one free agency target that I think he would fit perfect with the Giants.
Who's that?
The gorilla.
Okay. Thanks for bringing that to the show, Anthony. It really was a help.
East Lansing and Matt, you're on the Score.
Hey, guys, this is a question for Dan. When Terry was on the show still, you would often say if you want to be a sports writer, you have to be a good writer generally. So my question to you is there someone that you try to emulate voice or tone or style when you do your columns? And if you can answer accurately, if you think on behalf of Terry too, is there somebody that you just try to
gorilla?
Him too.
I wouldn't be so presumptuous as to answer for Terry. And to the specific question, at this point in writing, no, there's no one specific person that I would actively try to emulate, because I think at this stage, having done this for so long, I think we just sort of are naturally an amalgamation of the different voices, the different tones that we've tried to emulate and tried to assimilate, and that's what becomes the very definition of your own style, because everybody is that collection, and you just try to, I think there's a time and a place for a certain tone at a certain time. When I'm being satirical, like deeply satirical, I'm sure there's a little bit of classic Dave Barry in there. And if I'm trying to be more thoughtful, I would never be so presumptuous as to say I have even an iota of the natural ability of David Foster Wallace. But I would say that sometimes there's a certain level of in word choice that I like to think I'm trying to find exactly the right word at the right time.
Okay, great.
If that's helpful.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. But there really is. It's not like at the moment you're saying, "Oh, I'm going to sound like this guy," or "I'm going to sound like that guy." You're just letting it flow. Joliet, there's Zach on the Score. Hello, Zach.
Hi there. Our current president says a lot of strange things, has a tendency to act erratically, and may represent an existential threat to the entire country. However, if he were to be removed from office, I believe that Vice President Pence would have a much better time of it implementing a detestable right-wing agenda. So I'm curious to know what you guys think, whether or not the country would be better off if the current president was removed from office and the vice president took over.
Thank you. Wow.
I mean, let's be real about it. people of color and people who were poor didn't have a really good time of it while Barack Obama was in office either. If you check real numbers, there are certain people who are going to be oppressed no matter who is in office. It's just about what you're allowing in terms of social services and what you're getting rid of as well.
I will say, Zach, it's a great question. It's one I've thought about a lot as different scenarios play out. And I have considered exactly what you have said. And on the one hand, you would no longer have a psychopath as the most powerful person in the free world. On the other,
you would have a person who thinks he can de-gay people,
right,
and funerals for aborted babies,
and you would have a more professionalized and streamlined door opened for an agenda that would be tremendously harmful to poor people and people of color. So I wish I had an answer I liked, but I don't, and I have thought about it a lot. Jerry's in Palatine. He's on the score.
Okay, good afternoon, gentlemen.
What up?
How do you delete a Facebook account? And I asked this, not on my behalf, on behalf of my mom's boyfriend, and he's an older guy. The older generation, I'm talking the 70-year-old generation, 80-year-old generation.
Okay, how do you delete a Facebook account?
And I asked this because there's on your mobile phone, he forgot his password, and then he forget another password, and then another password.
Is he getting hacked by other people at the home?
He's not getting hacked. He thinks that Facebook thinks he's hacking other accounts, and he thinks Facebook thinks he's a spy now.
Oh, well, maybe he is.
What? You're Mr. Facebook.
Yeah,
so.
what you do is go to the drop-down menu, go to settings, go to manage account, and then just go to deactivate your account.
We cannot even get into the accounts.
Oh, well, then you're screwed.
I mean, we can't get into the accounts. There's no phone number.
Let's be honest. It's a 70-year-old dude's Facebook account.
Control.
Yeah, you might Google that, man.
We did. I've done everything.
And this is your last stop, huh, buddy?
You guys are my last resort right now.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't Jerry, I don't have the help for you there. If anybody can tweet at us at the Bernstein and Goff Twitter page or something, and we can help Jerry out, but I can't help you on that one, Jerry. Sorry, brother.
Wow. It's our first call from a Bob in Wheeling. Ask us anything on the score.
Hey, guys. Question for both of you. One hip-hop album would you recommend to a young person, maybe your son, or just somebody who's never been a fan that says, where should I start? What would you recommend and why?
Like, oh, my God.
Ooh, for a first exposure to hip-hop.
Oh, my God.
Some might scare you away.
I can't just give you one, though, man. Dr. Dre's The Chronic is as sonically perfect as any hip-hop album ever, maybe any album probably put together in terms of the engineering quality and the mixing. Man, but
I would say Follow the Leader by Eric B. and Rakim.
The entire album, though?
The entire album. As far as the Spartan voice-over beats, it's not your sort of Bomb Squad wall of sound. It's not any turnoff that could be from early gangster. I mean, like I mentioned before last week, Straight Outta Compton is a top 5 hip-hop album for me. But it just is the artistry and the essential nature of the art.
An MC, a beat, and a microphone. Yeah, the simplicity of it.
And well-turned lyrics.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Just one? Jay-Z's Blueprint, Mos Def's Black on Both Sides, Outkast, Aquemini. Low End Theory, no doubt. From, like, start to finish, just a press-play album. My goodness, I couldn't just do one. I'm sorry. I failed you.
It takes a nation of millions to hold us back. Fear of a Black Planet.
Yeah. Ice Cube's America's Most Wanted, to be honest with you, was right there in terms of almost perfect albums.
That's not easy. But,
no, it isn't.
If it's your kid, you don't have to pick just one, right?
Yeah.
Sam in DeKalb, you're on the score.
Hi. I just wanted to know where your guys' favorite place to eat at and why you like it so much. Like what you usually get when you go there.
Well, what genre, what realm, what level are we talking about here as far as expense?
How about we just go favorite hamburger in the city if you want me to.
Oh, favorite burger? Okay, favorite burger. I like Au Cheval.
I was going to say the bacon, egg, and cheeseburger at Au Cheval is pretty unbeatable.
Au Cheval is damn good. Burger Bar, their regular burger with that damn near pork belly slapped right on the top of it. Burger Bar is pretty good over there too.
M Burger is very good.
I've never been to Kuma's in those places, so
I when it comes to a gourmet burger, see, I'll eat as many McDoubles as you want to put in front of me, and I'll throw it on a double Whopper every once in a while. But I don't usually go out for a burger.
Okay.
If it's a nice burger, I make it.
Oh, don't sleep on the sliders over at Gibson's. The sliders over at Gibson's are to die for. Like, they're still doing good work over there. So, yeah. But if I'm going to go, I'm going to go Au Cheval.
Matt in Deerfield, you're on WSCR.
Hey, guys, this one is for both of you. So, Dan, I grew up listening to you and Terry through my teen years. I'm 28 now, but obviously I really like the chemistry that you and Jason have. So it's hard to replicate you and Terry, but this
that'll
really
never be done. That's a historic show.
Of course not, but you definitely bring something good in the mix. I think most of the listeners would agree to that. So I was just curious if you guys have even thought or talked about how long you want this whole thing to go, or it's just too hard to project that far in the future.
I never talked about it with Terry either.
Yeah, we're 7 months in, and you ride each day. You ride each day and try to put in work, and the weeks stack up, the months stack up.
Look, Jason and I take the elevator down often, and it's one word, right? Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it.
Tomorrow. That's it.
Yep.
That's all it ever was with Terry, and it just ended up being 17 years.
Yeah, I want to drop in front of this microphone. I want my last words for everyone to hear them, and then me going. So I mean, God willing, and the creek don't rise. I'll be doing this with this guy as long as I possibly can.
Yeah, if you start thinking about things like that, it
comes a lot quicker than the time you thought it would.
Messes you up. You keep talking until they tell you to stop.
Real deal.
We will finish up in Decorah, Iowa, with Tina on Friday Fung. Ask us anything.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Tina.
My question is, well, first of all, you're the only radio station I listen to.
Thank you.
And second, when you get passionate morons, let's call them, that you get some callers that call in and say really stupid things and make you really mad, how do you, when you leave work, not stay mad?
That's a good question.
That is a very good question.
Yeah, how do I not stay mad? I don't.
Just because I stay mad.
Please don't.
Well, me working with these guys as their producer before I hosted this show or hosted any show showed me exactly what pocket you should put this whole thing in, and not just the callers, but the segments and the serious ones as well. You should compartmentalize it and make sure that it doesn't touch your family, because the moment it does, you're going to spiral out of control. And what happened to me in Atlanta. And I've talked to Chris and everybody at this station about it. I understand how fleeting this business is and how fleeting whatever fame and money that might come along with this is. And the only thing you have are the people that love you. And the only opinions you should care about are the people that you respect and love. So in the end, no caller, no Twitter person, no social media person can get through, can penetrate all those layers and touch that part that I don't want touched. I don't, like he said, we get on this elevator. I don't think about the last segment. I don't think about the show. Like, sometimes I'll think about the show like, all right, I could have done this better. But
see, that gets to me more than just
the anger.
A silly little spat or the anger. So the only thing I might carry with me is something like, I screwed that up, or he did an interview and maybe I should have
went harder there.
I should have asked this, or I didn't cover something what'll bedevil me more is something where I had control over it, and maybe I feel I could have done a better job with it than it is just, some jamoke making me mad. Because the fact is that in the moment here, we're sort of, everything is a little amplified when we're on the air. And if I get it isn't like if I'm sitting in the steam room at the gym and somebody says the same thing. What's wrong with you idiot? I mean, it's just like
it's not the show.
Right, radio show is a little different in that regard. That there's something to the show aspect of it. We can't lie about that. No. But it's still real. It's just a show.
Yeah, the thing that bothers me the most, and this is like just the next level of your question, Tina. The thing that bothers me the most is I have there's a certain level of attentiveness that I want to have, and also a a certain level of connection that I yearn with the people that we talk to, because I enjoy it so much, and how excited I am that I sometimes have to tell myself to calm down and to not be so excited about this job, because I've seen so many guys come through these halls and through other halls who act like this job is a birthright, or act like this job is supposed to be theirs.
And let me tell you this too.
And when you hear me interrupt Dan, or when you hear me talk over Dan, it's because I'm genuinely excited to be talking to him every single day. And it's not a put on. I'm not fronting right now. Like, everybody who knows my story knows that anybody who's asked me what I wanted to do from the time I was a kid to right now, it's the same answer, and it's been the same answer. And people told me it wouldn't happen and all this other crap. It was, I wanted to host my own show. I wanted to be an afternoon drive. So those moments, I get super excited. You see me in here during transition. Before transition, I'm super
mellow,
calm, yeah. But as soon as that light goes on, like, if something jumps in me, like, oh yeah, you got the gig that 1,000 people in this city would love to have.
There are two kinds of people in this business, as a wise person once told me. There are those who think this is a job, and this is the job that you do every day. And there are those that think this is showbiz. And
I'm a businessman.
And you know the ones who think they're in showbiz. Yeah. And for the rest of us, this is our job.
Yeah.
And I will also say, when it comes to letting go and not bringing it home to your family, what you're reminded of is like when we have a dinner out, or we're having the families together with my cousin who lives near us and we're very close with, and I come home and maybe I was yelling at some idiot on a Bears Monday. He's the head of the emergency department at a major hospital, and he had people dying, and he had people that he had to save, and it's just a work. It's just a job. Yeah. It's his job,
right.
And he's there, getting
he's
ready.
Paid to save people.
He's getting ready to have a glass of wine and grill burgers with us. And who am I to say, because I'm yelling at an idiot about a Bulls game or a Bears game, and this guy had just washed somebody else's blood off of him, and that's just his work day, and he's punching out the same way I am, or a cop. Yeah. Come on now. Like, if I'm dealing with somebody who's got a real ass job, even if like it's a lawyer coming out of a multi-billion-dollar case or some kind of
pressure cooker,
depositions all day, and those are real jobs. This is nothing, man.
Nicole asks me every day, and she thinks I give her the boring answer, because she asked me, "How was your day today?" I was like, "It's cool," and she's like, "It's cool every day." I'm like, "I'm telling you right now, Nicole. Like, you saw the years when it wasn't cool,
right?
So trust me, this is cool."